Hello everyone and welcome back. In this lecture, as promised, we'll be working on the put method where we can update items. So let's go RESTful services. Just to reiterate that now we are working on the put, which is the handler, and put deals with updating of a table. So let's start updating our table. So I'm going to close this. Let's head over to our product store. Let's go to categories. We already have our template where we already worked on get, which retrieves the data. We already have post that inserts data, and now we are going to add another handler that is of type put. This put, and let's paste the code and I'll go through it. I'm going ahead and pasted the code. This is our update. We begin our PLSQL block. This is the update statement. We are updating cat name and category image, cat image, and obviously these are the bind variables, and these are the bind variables. I've gone ahead and also created them to save some time in this lecture. So obviously when we are passing by header, it will be called cat name. When we are passing by header in Postman, it will be cat image and be cat ID. The bind variable is cat name underscore name, cat underscore ID, cat underscore image, cat underscore ID. Source type is HTTP header, HTTP header, HTTP header. Data types in the mistake right here, and cat ID is going to be an integer. Let's give it a save. Let's go ahead, copy the URI. Let's go into Postman. Let's create a new request. Request is not cat. The request is of type put. Let's give it a nice name. It really doesn't matter. You could leave whatever, but if I'm building my own testing APIs, it's good to sort them by name so you know what's happening. I'm gonna paste the URL. I'm gonna go to the headers and create three variables: get name, get ID, get ID. Let's say we want to update ID 1. Let's say we're gonna say updated 1.jpg. Here we're gonna say updated name 1. If all things look good, we shouldn't be getting an error. So let's see what's happening. I'm gonna click send. And perfect, it returns successfully updated. And this. So let's go to the code, which I missed. So once it's set, this is simple. We pass here the cat name, we pass the cat image, it sets, and the base ID we passed. This PLSQL work checks if there was any row count. If there was a record return, and the count should be greater than 0. So what I'm doing here is just create a JSON saying status success, message data updated correctly, and I'm passing the values which was actually just passed through Postman. So let's see right here what's happening. Status success, message, and after the message we have whatever we were passing through this thing right here. And let's test if there was an error. So how can I produce an error is we don't have an ID called 1111 that we can update. I'm going to click submit, and let's see what is status failure message, product not found. That comes right here. Else, I just said, okay, if there was nothing been updated, what does it mean? It means that there was nothing to update. So I'm actually returning this message right here. And that's about it. If any kind of errors happen, like I said, you always have to put your exception. So we don't know. We can't presume all kind of errors that's going to happen. But if any errors happen, it will go into the exception right here and return a JSON for the error message. This, like I've explained earlier, is a variable that stores the error message. Now let's go finish the products put functionality. And let's create a handler for put. I've just pasted the code. We'll go ahead. This is an update SQL statement. Same thing. We're updating the product name. We're updating the product image. We're updating the product get ID with these bind variables. So let's go create these variables. Product name down there. Name. Let's add product image. Set one more variable. Product ID. These are in parameters. We're not returning. We're gonna say header, pass by header through postman. Data type is gonna be integer. Data type is gonna be string. Database is gonna be integer, and the database type, I did a mistake here, is going to be string. To going through this code, so assuming a correct product ID was passed, the row count will be greater than 0. We'll just returning responding back to the client who's requesting the put. That's status success, message data successfully updated, and we are passing the same bind variables that were passed. And if there is a failure in update, let's the wrong product ID will be passed. The client will get a response, status failure message, product not found. So let's give this a test. So let's go make a request. I'm gonna say head request. Just gonna give it a name, prod update, so it can easily be found. So next time if I do wanna do another test for product update, I'm gonna product update right here. It's of type put, which is necessary. I'm gonna go into click there, take the URI, and the correct one. I'm gonna pass this, and that's not only it. I need to pass name, pass get image. I need to get the actually it's product. We are updating product, so name. Next is gonna be my product ID. I'm gonna set dated E1. I'm just gonna give the same. Oops. Set the same name. And let's try to update product 1. So what we are passing here, let's make sure the variable matches what is expected by Ords, the name, prod image, prod ID. So this will get moved into one of these bind variables. This bind variables. Let's see if you have any mistake. So once we are there, I'm gonna click send. Product not found. So let's see what the problem is. Okay, the problem was I passed it in the params field. It has to be in the header field. So see what happened? It passed all the values to the URL using query parameters. We're not using query parameters, so let's remove all this. The mistake. Copy the name, going to header tag. Back in the header tag. It's in the params once more again here. Select here. Using the headers tag right here. So from the params right here. Here. Once again, I'll just show you the mistake. Oh no, I've removed it. So what was happening? It was passing the parameters here. We are not passing parameters, so they're unchecked. Let me go copy the same values via header. There. That's okay. Yeah, let's go. Copy it as well. It's right here, so everyone. And let's check this as well. So it passes it. And now let's send and see if we have any issues. Perfect, it actually updated. Now if you want to go see for satisfaction purpose, let's go to category, let's go to products. You can see product 1, we updated it accordingly to what we passed here, and the response is success. You can have a look. Now let's do something invalid. We don't have any product ID like this. Submit it. Get a failure product no found. We can go through the code to understand what happens. We pass the product ID as 11111111. There was no such product, so it doesn't go in this if statement. It goes in the else statement. Return status failure message page not found. Hope you guys learned something valuable in this lab, and hope to see you in the next lecture where we will be working on handler delete.